So as I said, our roots are in Gawad Kalinga. It's intrinsically tied to what we do and the reason for what we do. And so how did we come up with this hybrid of nation building and business? Okay, enter my husband, Dylan Wilk. So Dylan was a jaded capitalist who came to the Philippines looking for meaning in his life as well. At the age of 20, he had went public with his gameplay.com company, which was the first public IT public offering in the London Stock Exchange. And at 25, he just didn't feel like wanting to go back into business anymore because he just found it to be all about greed and capitalism and all of that. And coming into the Philippines and seeing Gawad Kalinga and how this has brought more meaning to his life, he just vowed that he would never again, go back to business until the idea for human nature. So at first we were just thinking we were going to do this on a small scale. We were just going to sell in a few bazaars, come up with, formulations that we ourselves would love. And then Dylan said, if you're going to do something with me in it, you better make it big, otherwise it's not worth my time. And so that's how we actually started. And with a very small startup capital, we hired the services of a formulator. We invested a quarter of our money on an IT management system, which I couldn't understand to begin with. But 4 years since then, I now see the wisdom of investing that much on a management software that could actually track our inventory, capture each and every transaction of our business, and make us able to engage in e-commerce from day one. So we had our event on November 26. November 27, you could already transact via credit card in our website. So just to quickly share with you what are the core values of our business and what makes social enterprises unique in that sense, and how can other traditional companies also become social enterprises in a sense. So first of all, we believe in being pro-Philippines. All of our products are 100% made in the Philippines. Our packaging is all sourced from the Philippines, although sometimes it is cheaper to source from China. We acknowledge that. But we have made a commitment from the beginning that even if, the packaging won't be as flashy and as nice to start with, we will buy from the Philippines because we know that the Filipino has the potential to make it world class. If we just invest in these suppliers, these local suppliers, and guide them through the process of what our consumers want, then I'm sure at a certain point they will get it and they will actually be competitive in terms of price, in terms of quality, with also other suppliers from China. We also partner with communities wherein we buy at fair trade prices. As I mentioned earlier, we went into buying lemongrass essential oil, citronella essential oil, virgin coconut oil, and we've now partnered with 7 farming communities that supply us with the raw materials for our products. We also advocate for Filipino values. This is one of the campaigns that we had last year that I am most proud of because I have 2 young girls, aged 7 and 5. And I want my children to be as proud of their Filipino heritage as they are proud of their British heritage. And there's so many wonderful things about being Filipina that I think is lost in translation in media, or being nurturing, or being inspiring, or being courageous. Filipinas are some of the most courageous women in the world that I have met. And I would like these messages to also be translated to my daughters instead of just all the images about you have to be whiter to be better, you have to be whiter to get the guy, to get the job, to get everything. And as a beauty company, we want this to happen. We want to change the norms and be proud of their morena skin. Next is pro-poor. Okay, this is my favorite part of our values, and I think this is the one that's most controversial in a sense. First of all, as I mentioned, we buy citronella and lemongrass at fair trade prices. When we first started buying from them, it was $7.25. and that was their asking price. When we told them, okay, actually we can afford to get it at 825, and then it became 1,100, and now we buy about 1,400 from them, and that's something that's basically doesn't make sense for a traditional businessman, because you tend to drive the costs low, diba? Instead of trying to negotiate down, we negotiate up. We also, from the beginning, hired from GK communities all over Quezon City, so that it's easy. We benefit most the community we are in. When we started, the minimum wage was 495, almost 500. But off the bat, we said we're gonna give them more because they can't live on 475 a day. And so we started at 500. Last year, we increased our minimum wage from 575 to 625. That's almost 4,500 a month. That's more than what government workers get or some call centers agents get. But that's not the end of it. We found out actually the family living wage in Metro Manila is closer to 1,000. So in 2013, our goal is to actually increase our minimum wage to 900 pesos a day. So that's almost 18,000 pesos plus benefits. So they can actually get an extra 1,000 to 4,000 pesos on top of their basic pay, which is 18,000. And some of them can now earn about 23,000. And that's because, and these are for our rank and file, just regular people, driver, cleaners, and all of that. We've also done a debt assistance program, and we have wherein we paid for the debts from the loan sharks, ATM people who've been pawning their ATM so that they get bigger sums of money so that they can then pay us without the exorbitant interest rate. And we have a no firing policy as well, because we believe that the Philippines is emerging to be a tiger economy. But in order for this economy to really benefit everyone, it has to be walang iwanan. And that's the reason why we have decided to really invest in our people. And even if they may make mistakes, we expect them to make mistakes. We are committed to their development. And last is pro-environment. We formulate with only natural and biodegradable products. We use minimal and recyclable packaging. And we source locally so it reduces our carbon footprint. Just on the last point, you would think that this is all well and good, but are you really operating a business or is it just a charity? One of the key things that we've really seen is that we have been attracting a lot of talent from multinationals, from big for-profit companies, because they've seen that they can do well and do good at the same time. And this is the message that we wanted to impart, especially to the students and even to the big companies, that now is the age wherein it's not just about money, it's about dignity, it's about solidarity, it's really progress that is inclusive and progress for all. So thank you very much.